Good.
Thanks for tuning in to our little video here.
Yeah.
Oh, so much to talk about tonight.
So much to talk about in such little time. I
That's
don't know.
right. We want to get done with an hour tonight because I know everybody is anxiously anticipating the exciting debate to happen
It's
between
a
our two
drinking
presidents.
game, sir. It's a drinking game, and I plan on being in touch. That's
You are going
all.
to be drunk in 15 minutes.
Oh my god! I was like, I could do scotch, I could do beer, I could do wine. I'm like, if I do scotch or whiskey, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be good.
Oh, comments busy. Scott Mulder, thanks for tuning in. Holly Max 79, thank you. You're here.
Well, I was letting people know they were already chatting.
Gotcha. Thraxis, good evening. How are you? Thetis, hello.
Holy Mac again.
And TXG, thank you for tuning in. Hand of Doom also.
Yeah, hand to do, man.
Oh,
Hand of Doom.
well, much has happened in the last 48 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got back from the resort from Tammy's conference.
Yeah, that was.
No, that wasn't what they were referring to.
No.
Because
They're full of lobster and
Tom's
scallops.
being an ass tonight on the vlog and many things.
well, I know I missed everything yesterday just because we were still at your conference and
And eating lobster and scallops. To
Yeah.
mention them.
Eating lobster.
It was a tough few days for Tom and Tammy.
Oh yeah.
and I offended the waitress because being a native Mainer, I don't wear a bib when I eat lobster, and she insisted that we keep the bib at the table, and I was like, no, but
I
it's-
would,
Other news.
if I ate lobster, I'd probably need a bib, but that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very true. Same thing here.
it's a main thing. We don't native Mainers. We don't wear
You
bibs.
just let the butter drip down your elbows.
Yeah.
you wear those shirt stains with pride, I guess.
With
That's,
pride. That's how you know the food was good if you're wearing a little bit of it.
yeah.
So,
I like my lobster so much, I smell like it 8 hours later.
oh, it's like cologne to me. I love it.
So this past weekend, Eric, your live was attempted to be intercepted, and me and Tom have had comments put on our videos.
I was very surprised because,
The learned woman, she needs to go back to school.
well, yeah, the learned woman wasn't all that learned.
No.
I mean, that was
No.
a little problem with that. But and you know what? All due respect, we're assuming a gender. We don't really know for sure the learned woman how they self-identify.
Well, he identifies as a woman right now.
Well, all right. So
Well,
yeah, all right. No,
That
True.
person is doing some pretty bitch ass moves.
so in any case, yeah, I have been pretty much free of trolls. My live streams have like a troll spotter, and then all of a sudden it's like look at this, the troll is back. The troll is
The
back.
troll-
Yeah, but your troll's kind of inhibited a little bit early on.
Yeah,
A little bit scared, because
Well,
they're already being mooched out of money, by
Yeah,
their attorney.
You don't.
That's true.
When you have good representation, sometimes you don't want to stir up that good representation.
Yes,
Oh,
that is very true. Local 433 Gumby.
I'm afraid to sip on my soda now because now I feel
What's going to come off in the comments?
I can't repeat the comment, Rich.
Oh,
So-
darn.
not to encourage that, but
Do you notice I didn't read it live online here?
we're referring to
Yeah.
BPAPMI as something.
I will mute my mic for a moment.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good comment.
And me and Tom's videos got hit with comments, I believe, and my convention got canceled. So it's been a full week so far. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
Oh, you're all right, Gumby. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Okay, how we self-identifies? Oh, I have to set the filter for corporate and do my research, see if I can say without getting sued, pursued, or suxed. Yeah, you get. true. Something's going to happen that starts with an S with that guy, but who knows? But, well, he's been busy. The troll has been busy, and he did succeed in his desire to get WizardCon shut down. But, what he lost out on is, I think, I don't think he really succeeded in doing what he really thought he was going to do. I think he thought he was going to kill the convention. There was going to be a big public backlash. I was going to pocket all the money and laugh to the bank and move to the Bahamas.
Oh, I was going to name a convention. I won't. All right, never mind. I won't name it. No, not gonna. But
well, I mean, if you're going to talk about an event that happened in Lake Geneva, that wasn't really a convention. That was more just a couple of gamers eating donuts.
Oh man!
I mean, I put a better spread on for my gamers at my house when I have them over.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice.
My mother put out a better spread when I used to game. When
Come
I
on.
was a teenager. Come on.
3-day-old manager special chocolate eclairs and Kool-Aid in a 1-gallon jug. Give me a break. T. Taylor, hello, how you doing? He says, greetings all. I told my wife that she thinks we have problems. Let me tell you about Don's wig. She said, stay strong. Yeah. You know what? The bottom line is this. He's not going to win.
Right.
I will admit it was not a happy morning for me. But at the end of the day, you know what? I talked to Tim Kask yesterday. I talked to Tim Kask today. And like Tim said, Tim's Saturday morning video, you might want to all watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim had some good advice. Tim said, you know what? Just take a step back, reschedule it, screw him, and do it and make it a success. And that's what we're going to do.
I just have more time now to work on the game I'm going to run at your convention.
Yep. And just to let everybody know here something, because he's probably watching also, I reached out to Darlene, Michael Bien, Jeff D, Merle Rasmussen, Tim, Jim, Steve. I reached out to everybody, and everybody messaged me right back and said, we know who he is. Don't worry about it. We're coming to it. Don't worry. He's not going to stop it.
Absolutely.
Everybody's
So, yeah, absolutely. Everybody has been. So I don't think things kind of gelled like he thought.
Well, do you know what month you're planning to schedule it yet? Or
No, we've pretty much settled on a venue here in Battle Creek. We're going to be releasing the venue's name. We talked a little bit about it before the show, but I'm going to release it probably on Monday or Tuesday. We're going to probably look right around November. We don't want to do it in December or January, because in December and January in Michigan especially, the weather is like total crap. November, it's not too bad. It's just late fall, a little bit wet sometimes, and we don't get snow usually until mid to late December now. So I want to we're just kind of looking, because if we do November, we'll have almost 6 months of buildup for it.
Right. And that's what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Just see, I think Game Hole is usually like either the end of October, beginning of November. So just make sure you're not overlapping. And you should be fine.
Absolutely. And that's another thing I want to be careful of is, I want to make sure that we're not going to butt heads with any of the existing conventions, because I like them all, I respect them all, and I'm not looking to compete with anybody. I want to kind of make sure that we're stepping around those venue dates for people.
you don't want to have a convention in the same town as another convention on the same date. You don't want to do that. And serve small donuts and Kool-Aid.
Who would do that? Nobody would do. Oh, never mind. Yes.
Garrett, thank you very much. Oh, we are definitely keeping strong. How you doing, Wesley?
Yeah, hold on. I might have to boot this one.
Oh, geez.
The moment that came up, I was like, yeah, all right. Since I'm sharing this, hold on a second. Let me just double check. Let me put up my spammers get lost setting.
Okay. Thank you for taking care of that, Eric.
Yeah.
VG Panetti?
No, it's spammers or us.
Oh.
No, if VG comes in these comments, I'm gonna leave them up.
Oh, yeah.
Or the wasted woman, or
the jailed woman, the jailed woman, wasn't it? Wait, jailed, wasted, wore out.
Man identifying as a woman now.
Yeah,
he's really a troll.
Yep. So basically, quite the opposite happened of what this individual's intent was. I know that they got online and they went into a couple of groups and mocked it, had a lot of fun with it. You told me who told me that Coper Mail's been banned?
I told you that.
Yeah, you told me that.
And from
Yeah.
Star Frontiers
So-
New Genesis.
Good. That's what exactly. I think that's what needs to happen. Is don't even give these people, room to play. Just they come up like whack-a-mole. Just whack them, get them the hell out of the way, and that way it
Well,
shuts them down.
Because sorry, the copper mail. It sounds so much like hover mail. Sorry, I got confused there for a second.
I know. I keep calling him Dean Hovermail.
Yeah.
Say.
I
But,
wonder why.
I don't know. It's just something that they're so similar. But copper mail, kind of like a copperhead, was trying to be initially very friendly and playing the
Mhm.
game. And once they got made, they became, oh, since I'm made, I'm just gonna be an ass and abuse everybody.
Yep.
And the entertainment value was gone. Okay, but here's the thing: whoever's behind that copper mail, hover mail account, we knew for months, young man, who was really behind that keyboard. Now
Yep.
we don't know who's behind the keyboard now, because we know that they're like swingers. They swap back these accounts left and right. It's like, whose wife is it today? I don't know. Who's got hit?
Yep.
But they swap these accounts around. So you can say with a certain certainty who was using the account initially, who probably created it,
Mhm.
but who's using it now. Yeah, you'd have to judge by the spelling. I would. You've got to judge.
That's what you got to do. You got to look at it, because if it's classic spelling and grammar, we know it's North Carolina. If it's punctuated properly and done properly, we know it's Oregon.
Right.
And a certain person always puts in his middle initial. Always.
Yes.
Like
If-
W. Bush, George
Yes,
W.
like
Bush.
that. Like say maybe if it's a K, it'll be blank K
Yep.
blank. They always put it in, so you know it's that guy.
Yep. Holly Mack says, "Tell us who you are without telling us who you are." Exactly. And the funny thing is, Eric's right. We've known who this person has been for months, and we've just been kind of going.
That was a good piece of detective work that you did when you
Mhm.
unmasked that.
Well,
Gene.
what did it was my spider web, because I was doing spider webs on emails. I was kind of linking everything and looking everything, trying to figure out. And then good news is, and I can't get into much detail here, but a specialist has been hired about a week and a half ago to delve into things. And this person is a very, very good specialist on cybercrime, cybersecurity, cyber
Cool.
investigations.
All right.
And
But are they good at cyber stupidity?
I think they're very good at that.
I mean, that's what cyber stupidity is a very specialized skill where you got to think like the stupid and yet still be intelligent. And I mean,
That's only if you sick him on OBN publishing.
Oh, this individual's digging into OBN, digging into at least 8 different emails, different proxy accounts, YouTube accounts. They're just kind of doing a broad check on everything. And as I was told by this individual, people think VPNs work. He laughed and said, "Well, not really." So I'm like, oh.
Oh.
So
they work
We'll
for
see.
Netflix.
Well,
They work for Netflix.
Tammy's a really good researcher, and I was amazed the day she came up with a social security number for a certain troll in North Carolina. I was absolutely blown away by that. I didn't think that was possible. She just goes, "Yeah, here it is."
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I was like, "Wow."
you can go online and you can spend, I mean, you can even go online and spend money if you know the location to go to, and you can like just to let people know, I don't know anybody who'd want to do this. But did you know North Carolina allows you, if you have a person's name and birth date, you can actually do a statewide background check on them?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's $25.
Really?
I just heard that. Okay,
How would you know that?
I just heard it.
You got to know all this stuff. Most states you can do criminal record searches for free. A lot of times you got to state systems and local systems are often different. But I learned this as an investigator, because a lot of times you're trying to find people and you got to try to find their records. And yes, you can hire a service to do it for you, but if your wallet is light, you can do it yourself. It just takes it's like beating the path. You
can run a background check on anyone. I was traveling to Alaska for a fishing trip, and one of the people I was going to be with thought that I should be armed, but he wasn't going to arm me if I had something criminal in my background. So he ran a background check on me.
Yeah.
And when I got there, they told me about it. I'm like, you ran a background check on me?
Yeah, a lot of them do. Shoner, thank you for tuning in, says, which convention was canceled? WizardCon in Battle Creek, Michigan was canceled. Nobody was canceled from any conventions. It was an individual who sandbagged it.
Well, actually, this individual who sandbagged it, he's already been canceled from a bunch of conventions.
Oh, a bunch of cons.
I mean, it's as long as my arm.
Yeah, he's been banned from a majority of them. Shoner says, or are people not going to cons anymore? No, conventions are very popular.
Yeah. Yep. I had a friend who actually bought tickets for your con because he heard I was going to be there. Yeah. And we were going to game together. And as soon as I heard, I sent him a message, said, you need to cancel your flight. He said, I can't.
Yeah, I've already reached out to Scott, and Scott's in the comments now. I've already been willing to comp him, I said, and take care of him on the next con. So I'm willing to make it right with him. That's the right thing to do. So
yeah, right.
Well, plus, I mean, Scott's a great artist. You should you should take a look at some of Scott's work.
He's actually still coming to Michigan in July. We're going to try to hook up, do a little bit of gaming. I'm going to take him out to dinner, and we're going to sit there and still make a positive out of it best we can. So
because he has been a lifesaver at the magazine. He has helped us with the magazine so much with artwork and just great guy. I've enjoyed kibitzing with him and sharing with him through the internet for years. Absolutely years. Must be close to a decade at least.
Yeah. So, the bottom line is this. I mean, I think, and I have some screenshots pulled up for those who did not watch my video. You guys, we can show a few of them if you guys want.
Yeah.
Now, the first one I'm going to show you is this was the initial communication that I got from the venue back in October. And this is what they said. They said, good morning. We received a few emails that this is a fraudulent event. Did you have issues at previous event that would cause people to reach out to us at the arena? Please give me a call so we can discuss before moving forward. What I did was when I got this was I was like, whoa, stop. What's going on? And I knew who it was. I mean, automatically, we knew. So reached out to her. We had a discussion. I involved Wizards of the Coast attorneys. I involved my attorney. WotC got really involved in this. And then she was very forthright. She provided us the communications. This was the initial communication, as you can see, within 24 hours. And this is the communication right here. Now, I'm real quick. It's important. I'm blacking the name out, but this is a certain individual that's very well known, and I blacked out the extension, phone number, and all that. But this was his first communication. It's the only communication where he had the balls enough to use his own name.
Well, yeah.
Well, he also didn't think it would be found out.
Well, he's in my phone. Where is my phone? Oh, it's charging.
Oh, it's the first. It matches. Let's just put it that way. All the info matches. So that's basically what ended up happening.
I like to make an observation, by the way, that one sentence that they put in was, if you read the grammar, it is standard what you would expect from a certain individual. I have a question. I normally go, I have a question, period. No. I have a question. Is this person, Don Samora / Wizard Con, small c, have your venue registered for July 19th to the 24th. Where's the comma?
Comma. Yep.
Listen, I was a history major. All I did was write effing papers. All right, I wrote papers. I did them either on a lack of sleep or totally intox, and I never did more than a first draft. If you don't want to do more than a first draft,
do you need it, Eric?
Oh God, my screen would be all screwed up. But here's the thing. If you don't want to, as a student, and obviously this person was never a student.
No.
As a student, if you don't want to constantly, this is before computers. I was lucky to have a word processor with 2 lines. If you're not catching it as you're doing it, it's staying. And this individual never catches their mistakes. It's always there. Oh my God. I don't know how they could do well on a standardized test, and apparently they did at some point, or at least well enough.
I mean, are we talking about somebody who got a
he scored a freaking 45 on the ASVAB. We know at least he got on the Coast Guard.
Excuse me, young man. Excuse me, young man. Do you have a pulse? You do. Breathe on this paper. It moved.
It's
45.
Yep.
45 out of 5.
It's 45 out of infinity. I don't know what the top is, but 45 is you're qualified to. Yeah, maybe. You know, we can't give you a toothbrush. It's too dangerous. Here's a finger rag. Just make sure you clean it all very nicely.
I don't even remember what I got on the ASVAB.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Scott Mulder asked, "Does this count as witness harassment?"
Yes.
Well, in all fairness,
I think it does.
Yes, it does. But there's a reason why this individual, because the other communications that went with this initial email were all by Guerrilla Mail, Proton Mail, and Anonymous Mail. So they don't, they do the initial inquiry, and then they go ahead and they go on the attack. And the person, whoever it is that went on the attack, used anonymous email things. Thus, the specialist, thus the fact that things are in process. You guys know what I'm talking about, but just things are being dealt with in a very proactive way. So does this count as witness harassment? My answer is going to be, who knows?
Maybe.
Well, if you can identify the individual behind the harassment, and if the individual behind the harassment is linked in any way to the case, then this would be witness intimidation.
Intimidation.
Really what it would be called. Not that I'm a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. However, I did spend 20 years in law enforcement. Despite what somebody out there says.
Hey, James.
How you doing, James?
What this individual forgets, though, is that we slowly, particularly because you keep a web of everything, all the emails, all the alts, all the names.
Yep.
And it's just glorious. I think you should produce a poster. I want to hang it on the wall at some point.
Yeah, but I actually printed it. Do you want to know how big it is?
Oh, geez.
I'm sure it covers a wall.
I printed it in 10-point font.
Oh my God.
10-point font. And you know my spider web, it's got boxes with the faces and all that. So counting those little 2x2 boxes with 10-point font, 3 foot tall, and it's at 7 foot 4 inches.
Oh my God. That is huge. That might be a lot of scratch to get that printed and hung on the wall. I don't think the wife's going to let me hang that on the wall here in the house.
Yeah, it's literally, it's massive because I kept it all one document and everything's connected via who the people are, then they branch off. And it's really, when you do stuff like that, and Eric, you've probably been with detectives, you've probably done this before yourself, but when you start doing it like that, things start really popping out at you. I mean, it's just like little blinking lights.
You visualize it, and the thing is, human nature, the way the human mind works is your mind's compartmentalizing stuff all the time, constantly.
Yep.
But your mind is also a visual tool. And once you start putting things down visually, you can find patterns. Okay? Yeah. And again, something that the human mind likes to find is patterns.
Yep.
Some people are better at seeing patterns than others. But once you visualize it, like if you're good at, like, I don't know, getting the most space out of your trunk, I tend to be. You're good with certain patterns. You know, I can usually fit like 4 extra bags that my mother would be like, how'd you fit all that? Because you see what, take this out, this goes here. It's like playing Tetris.
Yeah.
But Don is very skilled at seeing that web of patterns because you see the repeat, you see the connection. And it's just it's like all those little when you were a kid, you'd buy the book with those little mind tricks and all that stuff. And once you saw how this stuff works, it's like, oh, that's simple. I got it now. You figure out the pattern. Don's figuring out the pattern. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But in fact, I will tell you what I will do. I will show everybody one of my original spider webs.
This is when it was a small one, only 1.5 feet by 2 feet. It was small.
It was 2x3, Eric.
Oh, 2x3. It's right now. It's the
Yeah, I can hang a wall.
Well, at the current size, I could get a shower curtain made up. See, if you want it, you get the shower curtain and you hang it on the
No,
wall.
that one you could put only
Oh.
if I can write their names for them on it.
All right, an indelible ink because it gets
Yeah.
wet. But yes, you can write dirty names all over the shower curtain, Rich.
That's how they all start.
Mm.
And I just break it down, and I break it down, and I break it down, and that's exactly what I do.
I like that sexy picture on the far right with the weird haircut. Oh my god, Dave Johnson, he makes my heart beat fast.
The funny thing is, Dave Johnson is a crazy ass branch of the spider web now. I mean, that guy's got so many alts, so many different Facebook accounts. Because that's what I do. I log all social media, emails, communications, alt accounts. I have a whole section on suspected alt accounts. And it just goes and it goes and it goes. Yeah. And, you know, I already ran full backgrounds on Yak and Hovermail and Vince Florio. So I know all their backgrounds. So I added all their backgrounds to it. Oops.
All right, is that going to go in the book?
So, by the way, is that all under the category loser?
Loser.
But by the way, you have an interesting comment, by the way, about an online convention for the summer. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, if Don is interested in doing it, I'm willing to host 2 games on Roll20, and we'll do a little play testing of the working title Blades and Sorcery, which may be changing, but we could do some play testing on some stuff. So throwing it out there, but that would be like WizCon 0. All right.
Yeah.
So it's a good question.
You know what? Maybe it'd be a fun thing to do online, where maybe we do a great big. I don't know if you guys want to do it because we can do only 10 people on this service. I think is it 10?
9 or 10, but how much can Discord handle?
Well, I think it's. I've run games on StreamYard, and I feel like I max out at 6 people.
Okay, because of bandwidth.
My ability to game master, yeah.
Okay, because I know on Quest, I can game with at least 16.
Well, Roll20. I mean, listen. If my experience running online games or running convention games, face-to-face convention games, I can run 12 people and keep the game going. Online, realistically, a table of 5 or 6 plus the DM is probably as far as you're going to go if you're going to herd cats. Mm-hmm. But you can have multiple games going. But again, I'm happy to host at least 2 sessions, possibly more. But this is it was a good question and kind of thinking out of the box.
Yeah, let's plan it. Let's do something.
Okay.
Let's take the smoke out of that bastard's fire.
I can probably run a Star Frontiers game on StreamYard.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm familiar with StreamYard and Roll20. I've done some StreamYard games, some live streaming games.
Mm-hmm. I don't use Roll20 for video and audio. I use my Discord server for that. So
right. Okay.
It's Roll20 historically nice VTT, but we used back in the day. The reason why we stopped using it might have gotten better now, but you'd have one person in Canada. No video wouldn't work, but you get their audio. Yeah. Person on the West Coast, you'd get their video, but no audio. And then you'd be like, how am I gonna? No, we just went to Discord and it works wonderfully.
Griff Morgan's in the house.
Yep. We'll be right down to them. Local 430 Gumby says, I do a coffee table book of all this. Actually, and Tom, I heard a comment in your background. Actually, Local Gumby, I am getting ready to publish a 430-page book called D20 Deception. It's about my dealings with new TSR. It has documents, facts, imagery, screen Discord shots, links to a special website that's been created with audio recordings. It's got the whole spiel. It's already sealed, attorney approved, all of that. My attorney actually read it and did actually a little bit of editing on it and approved it. Yeah. So, just what am I missing? Just got done with dinner, Mr. Gunn. A certain alt account got a convention canceled.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll do it.
Yeah, we can do an online convention in
How you doing, Hector?
In July.
Yep, Mr. Gunn.
Yeah, I mean, because there's like 5 people that have played in my CSI Star Frontiers games. I would probably rehash one of those on short notice.
Yeah, that's what that would be a good point that we could make to this individual to say, you know what, you can try to destroy a convention for gamers because ultimately, you know what happened. Me and my wife did not lose out, really. It's everybody who was planning on going there. It was people like Scott Mulder and people like that lost out, all because of what? One person's hate and disgust and their animus. They're not for the gaming community. They were for themselves. They're jealous. They're mad. And so, everybody took a hit. John, thanks for tuning in my video, by the way. Me and Tom's video. Holly Mack says, sweet Mr. Gunn. And Griff Morgan. How you doing, Griff? Thanks for tuning into the video.
Hey,
Hope
Griff,
all things are well with you. So, it is what it is. So, Eric, good idea.
Now, it wasn't my idea. It was in the chat, but you know what?
Yeah.
When life gives you lemons, I believe in making lemonade, but I like to put a little alcohol in my lemonade. So we're gonna power this one. It's gonna be powered. It'll be good.
Yeah, we'll get some fun that weekend.
Now I got this stuff made just for your convention, the Bring, and I was gonna hand these out to everybody in my game, both of my games actually, because they were gonna be playing mercenary fighter pilots in the Red Wyvil.
Oh, that's very cool. Nice.
And so all of those people who are going to sign, like Scott's one of them. I'll probably hook him up because we have a long relationship. But we're going to get a patch for the Red Wyvil Squadron. I was just going to give them out to everybody in my game for playing in that. And it was going to be 2 linked Star Frontiers games of, a Nighthawks game where they are fighter pilots in a dogfight against other space assets, and then a classic boarding action where they've got to go rescue some people, and it was going to be 2 games, and you could play the same character in both games, and it would be like a little mini campaign.
Yep.
And so that's what people are missing out on because of this troll.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all right because I still plan on running that game and writing the module.
That's the thing. I mean, the thing is don't let the dinner get cold, Griff. Let's see. Yep, it's going to be fantastic. It's going on my shelf. Online convention. Why not? There's an Arnicon in October with Rob Kuntz. Now, Griff, is that a virtual con? Like online? What is it exactly?
It's a physical con.
Physical con, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Mr. Gunn, you're a troublemaker.
Trouble.
Get trouble. Yes. I'll have to shave down for a little mustache.
Mr. Gunn, you need to come to WizardCon. I gotta buy you a drink.
So
go ahead, Tom. I'm just kind of going through the comments here.
One of the things that this individual forgets is that over time he makes mistakes, and then we accrue pieces of information. Like, for instance, that email that has an area code for Wilmington, North Carolina, has this particular email that's very identifiable and a particular name that's kind of identifiable. But also, he forgets going back to the stolen valor and Wikipedia debacle. We have his ISP number for his computer from that, because he never actually logged in to Wikipedia, but so they always identify his changes and his comments to the moderators there by his ISP number. And then one time, because they kept undoing all of his stolen valor claims, it was like, I'm Justin Lanassa. I should. Oh wait, look. I mean, I'm Voldemort. I should know what happened here. Blah blah blah. And so it was wicked funny. So we keep accruing these little pieces of information, and sooner or later, it's going to be enough that you can take it to the judge, you can take it to a prosecutor. Sooner or later, it just piles up and it becomes the preponderance of the evidence.
Well,
and you're going to nail his hide to the wall.
Well, and there's another thing. This person is so active online also. They're starting to make slight mistakes. And the mistakes, you just be quiet about them, you log into them. But Griff, you're asking, I missed why this convention is not happening. What ended up happening, Griff, real briefly, is the venue was contacted by a group of anonymous accounts and basically claiming everything from I have the prosecutor paid off in my pocket. But first they said I had criminal charges pending in Michigan, but then they said I had the prosecutor in my pocket so they wouldn't press charges. It was just basically a whole slew of bunch of BS. And the venue, because they're owned by the city, just took the air side of caution and said we can't allow this to happen. It's just too much risk.
Now, listen. I'm just going to make an observation as a
member
of law enforcement that Michigan would have nothing to do with your charges, whether they were dropped or not dropped, prosecuted or not prosecuted, because you could not be charged in Michigan because the alleged misdeeds, which never happened, allegedly happened in a different state. So, so the DA, your local DA, has jack and shit to do with anything. So paranoia will destroy you.
Exactly. Yes, Mr. Gunn, not an alt account got a con canceled, and a person using several. I mean, this was several communications sent to the venue, and you have to understand something about these venues. They are hyper sensitive about their reputation. They are the Kellogg Arena. They are owned by the city. They have the namesake of the world's largest cereal company. They are very, very, very sensitive about any type of behavior. I'll give you an example real quick. They had a convention set up earlier this year. It was a Comic-Con. It was being widespread hit. I mean, we're talking about people were jammed for this thing. The individual who had the con, on their personal Facebook page, they were Native American. They had some political pro-Native American content, anti-white content on there, and the convention was told about it, and the convention went, nope. I mean, it's just the way these places are.
Yeah.
Yes, Sladar.
No, and it's also, I mean, like Don's saying, they're going to err on the side of caution.
Absolutely.
If you got this many, one individual, this many anonymous accounts, one individual, making these complaints, you don't know if one of these people is going to be like a little and cause an issue.
Right.
So that's that. Yeah. So they're kind of like, Don, you might be a good person, but maybe your stalker isn't. Did I call him a stalker? Did I
you pretty much hit that right.
All right. Okay. I didn't want to overstep my bounds.
Truth.
I'm a stalker.
I've got stalkers, but they're mostly.
Oh yeah, you've got a lot of cyber stalkers.
Oh my God.
Because you don't use your powers for good.
I did not use my powers for political aims. No, I use my powers for the OSR, where, by the way, there might be some news getting announced in the next week or so regarding North Texas and maybe something else. Got some things in the works, which would be very good for the community. So we'll see.
Yep, and also, I think that we all have the right to talk a little bit about blades and sorcery. Tim Kask gave us the edits back. Me, Eric, and Tom went through the edits. To Tim's credit, his edits were spot on. The suggestions were made. We accepted them pretty all, but I think one.
A man is a master.
Yeah, he is a master at gaming, and we are taking his suggestion. I mean, there was some concerns about the name Blades and Sorcery, BS, and so we are going to, I believe, change that around. We're kind of discussing the title now. The idea behind all of this is I will be getting the edits that have been put into it changed to Eric and Tom this weekend. Once they go ahead and approve it and we get a name on it, we're going to add a couple small things to it, correct?
Yep.
We're going to get those changes into it. And then once that's done, we ought to make it in print on time, sometime in the first week in July.
It's a beauteous thing.
By the way, I started an article while I was in Bar Harbor for the magazine we're looking to do, and I was thinking about my very first cursed item that I ever got, and it one thing led to another. I started researching the world's most famous curses, and next thing I know, I've got like about 20 plot seeds ideas for your game based off of the world's most famous curses and how would we use this in a game. And so I've got a really neat article going for that.
I have a book right on my shelf up here. I went to Barnes & Noble one day. You know, they got that little like cheap discount book section.
Yeah, I love that.
I found a series of books. There was 4 of them. A list of all ancient, curses. The mythology of curses. It was a book on spellcasting and the myth behind spellcasting. Those 4 books have been a gem to helping with games and creating content, because it's just, you can use like historically accurate information in your games and everything.
Yeah.
Vic, yeah, I'm actually surprised, because I tell you what, I did have VGA PMI 1895 blocked, but I unblocked them now, because if they want to come to my comments, any help for me will be grateful. So come on in.
Please come here. Please.
Yeah.
Sign your name. Don't worry about your VPN. It doesn't work anyway. Just sign your name.
Thank you, T. Taylor. Thank you for the support, guys. Again, anyone who purchases a copy of Blades and Sorcery, the name will change. The art might change a little bit along with it. So what you're seeing on the site's not going to be what you get, but it's also listed on the site at 26 pages. It might be what you guys thinking about 30, 32 by the time we're done with it. Maybe a tad more.
32 is probably, I suspect, where we're going to come. And by the way, Don is somebody after my own heart. He doesn't do that small ass font that some publishers do. They will remain nameless because they are friends of mine and I love them dearly, but I can't read your shit. So, and if I can't read your shit, I can't play your shit. So I own it.
Yeah, Tim Cass very early on kind of chewed my ass about get that font up a little bit.
God bless Tim.
That's right.
Because I hate doing this at the gaming table.
Exactly.
It's like, Rage, can I
Holly Mac, thank you very much for your order also. Yeah, we got your order this morning. Again, everybody who's ordering one right now, you're getting it a little bit of a discount. And on top of that, they will be shipping. We're right on target. First week in July, they're going out. So,
Mr. Gunn, you're confused? All right, so listen. You're always confused. First off, I'll start off with that. But when you deal with somebody like Tim Cass, somebody who's been in the industry for nearly 50 years, and knows the business, sometimes the business that you, at the age of 56 going on 6, thinks is really effing awesome, goes, dudes, what are you, 6? And you go, oh, shit.
I'm officially 12.
All right, well, you're grading on
I have hair on my chest, so I'm at least 13, okay?
All right, cool. That's a curve, damn it. That's a curve, I swear. So the naming is going through a little revision. I don't know if we want to throw out
Why don't we wait on it? Because after all, we kind of settled on a name, but then you threw out there the other day that you really kind of started thinking about it. But guys, I got to lecture you online about something, okay? I had to print this damn thing and finish laying it out, okay? So can we get a name going here?
I'm still happy with that first new choice it came up with.
Yes.
But it just
I am too.
I just said it needs a little attitude adjustment for the content. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I'm happy with that because that defines the content then.
True.
Yes.
You know? So
well, and that was kind of Tim's input too, is that, you got to make sure that the name kind of needs to be, and even Jim Wampler, Jim Wampler offered to help us with this. And, Jim, to his credit, even said that, you want that name to be something that when you look at it, you feel like it's gaming. You feel it's a game. You like the artwork discussion the other night you were having, Eric.
Yes.
You want to be able to look at that artwork like Bad Mike said and go, you know what? I want to be that.
I want to be I want to be a dwarven baker. Get me my stones, damn it.
Can I get magic Birkenstocks +1 magic Birkenstocks?
Birkenstocks.
Dude. Sandals, no socks. In my forge, it's the only acceptable. It's the only acceptable footwear.
Yeah.
Okay,
In a forge.
And my old partner was Dominican. I can make Dominican jokes about footwear, but I'm not going to.
Yep.
But
well, I mean, think about it. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to carry a can of gasoline into a forge? I mean, what's next? Are they going to bring like Volkswagens into D&D because they're bringing every damn thing else?
They put a cat in the forge, and I explained. If you've ever had a cat around real candles, I'm not talking about your fake faux candles from Dollar Tree.
No, real ones.
I'm talking about real ones. What your cat will do is go, oh, well, that's pretty, and then stand over it and start turning into a flare. If you go,
yep.
And they don't even feel it at first because it's the outer hair.
Yeah.
And I will say this: cat fur that burns smells a lot like human hair that burns, which is not a good smell.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
And no, but the cats, God bless. That was Heidi. God bless that cat. She never had a fear of candles after that either. She's still like, oh, look, it's beautiful. I think I'm like, no, all right, we gotta stop with the candles.
Yeah.
So no, cat in the forge, cat in a hot tin roof. I mean, come on. Don't make me rant. That seems what you guys bring me on for is the rant.
No problem. Let me answer this question real quick. Local 430 Gurmy says, Don, ETN, Lost Adventure. He's talking about the Lost Adventures of Gary Con. Actually, yes, me and Tim actually had a video call or an audio call today about that. They are right now in active bind. They should be done in the next couple of days. We have all of the maps printed. We have the secondary. And I'm not sure first of all, I don't know if people know what's coming here. What you're getting is a full color, hardcover, gloss book. Okay. You're also getting a series of loose maps that cover the entire world. There's going to be a map of the Tower of the Mad Wizard area. There's going to be a map of the Frozen North. And there's going to be a map of the interiors of each module. So full color, large maps, large format maps. And then also you're getting one of these. These are replicas of the exact. Well, I'm sorry, but they're bound just like Tim's originals, and they are replicas of his exact modules, high resolution scans. So you get all the rough notes that Tim has in them. Everything is in these. All the maps as he drew them. So you're getting the computer high res stuff. You're getting colorful maps, and you're getting the hardcore old school Tim modules in your hand. So,
I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's been a project.
I cannot wait to get my hands on this because I have one of Tim's modules, Dark Colony, that he did with Eldritch Enterprise.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is such a killer module. If you are looking for a good sci-fi module to use, maybe your Star Frontiers game or your Traveler game, Tim's module, Dark Colony, go on drive-through, look it up. Eldritch Enterprises. It is absolutely one of the. It is like a master class in how you do this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Eldritch Enterprises stuff was very hit or miss. Tim was a home run.
Yeah.
Forest of Doom. Download the free sample first and decide for yourself. That's Frank. Frank normally does great work, by the way. This didn't hit it for me. Maybe it'll hit it for you. It's how Frank and I got to know each other.
And the nice thing is that, you know, once we have the Lost Adventures of Gary Con, which is, and for those people who don't know, Lost Adventures of Gary Con are the 2 modules that were done at Gary Con 1 and Gary Con 2. So they're pretty historically significant too, because they're what Tim did. And they're not out there. I have the original, which is, this is the original, one of the originals. So, you know, it's, and then once this project is done, we got a lot more we're putting out. We're going to be putting out all of the modules we're going to start putting out is going to be in just regular module form, and they're going to be put out in the original OSC or OSR version of Tim, and also 5e compatible. We're not going to mix them. They're going to be 2 separate products. That way, if you're into 5e, you can play some, you'll grab a module, you can play it in 5e. But if you want the real hardcore, yes, you can possibly die in this thing, old school way of playing, you know, then you'll be able to get Tim's, I call it the pure work. It's OSE.
Right.
And I'll tell you something, Eric, you are 100% right. You talk about a talented module writer. Wow.
Yeah.
Tim is a talent at what he does.
Yeah. Master class.
Absolutely.
And he's not going to hold your effing hand, folks. Okay. So if you're venturing in a Tim adventure, be a thinking player. And if you are playing in a Tim adventure with Tim, just accept the fact that your character's going to die. I mean, just once you're okay with it, and if you live, but if you die, you're yes, Don. No, go back to that, Don. All this responsibility, productivity, integrity, and progress makes me sick, Mr. Gunn. I love you, and I hate you at the same time. What am I going to complain about? You know, you give Don.
I love Mr. Gunn officially.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No animus here.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, you can be nice without having to, you know, just saying. I know it's all amongst friends.
Let's see, and then TXG says, Mr. Gunn, and managed phone systems actually had a user charge department's main voicemail greeting to that. The bottom line is this, is that the con got canceled. I had a choice. I did the right thing. I went to the bank. We refunded all the vendors. We did the right thing. And that's all you can do. You know, Scott Mulder, you know, made a message and said, hey, you know, I saw his message on YouTube, so I immediately reached out to him and said, listen, man, I'll take care of you. I'll comp you, which get you taken care of. You got to do the right thing in this business. And it's just like I was talking to Jim Wampler earlier, and Jim said it best. Jim goes, in this business, you know, your integrity is the only thing you got besides the product that you put out. And if you don't have any integrity, why are you in this? You know?
And the best demonstration of integrity that you displayed was going to your bank and having all of that money from the vendors in escrow still, not spent, not wasted, not pissed away. You still had it in escrow in the bank. Other people wouldn't have done that.
Well, and this is something very important that people don't realize what you should do. Okay? What you should do is when you are doing something where a lot of money's coming in, Kickstarter, you know, selling a large project, a con, what you want to do is you want to have the money dumped into your business account, and then you have it transferred into an escrow. And what an escrow is, for people that don't know, is it's kind of like a savings account. And then what you do is once it all starts happening, then it's happening, it's out, now it's yours. Now you can address it. But why do you put it in escrow? Well, you do it because shit happens.
Right.
And if shit happens, you can walk out of it without a bloody nose. And there's where it's at. And
you can refund people, and you did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Esteban Vasquez says, where can we order stuff from?
I put the link up.
Okay.
WizardTowerGames.com.
Yes, you can. When you go to Wizard Tower Games, folks, in the upper corner, right next to the home button, there's a shop. Hit the shop button, and you go right over to it. You can select what you want. Appreciate it a lot for anybody who helps support us, by the way. Lost Adventure. Go ahead.
Forest Runes on Wizard Tower Games. Forest Runes is 1E, but I think there's a 5E coming out soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Haunted Runes.
Oh, excuse me, Haunted Runes.
Yeah, 5E. We're doing a revamp of it with a new cover because people didn't like the cover. I understand it's a little bit risque, but we're going to change the cover. We're putting a 5E version out also.
I was just
but also
by it, honestly.
no, I mean it's cool. I mean I got feedback from it and I listened to it. You know, you got to.
It was not so much the risque effect of it. It was that I was just creeped out by that.
Yeah. And then
but that is a really good module. That is a really good, especially if you're a time-strapped DM. Don has written that, and then he sat there and thought, but wait, there's more. What else can I put in here to help the DM? And then he put it in there. And then he said, but wait, what else can I put in here? And then he wrote that and put it in there. Fantastic module. I absolutely love it.
Well, we're going to be playing it at WizardCon, so and also we're getting ready to have another module we're putting out. It's a mega module that I haven't talked about much. It's called Lair of the Orc Mage. Might be turned into Lair of the Orc Wizard, but it's a mega module. It's 10 levels deep, larger levels, lots of cool stuff. It involves city movement, then into a lair, castle, full castle, then a lair. Excuse me. So it's got city, castle, dungeon. So no matter what you like, there's something for everybody in it.
Who wrote it?
I did.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and then we of course have, I've got a bunch of them over here. We have a whole group of Timcast modules that we're going to be also releasing.
I cannot wait.
An escrow Mr. Gunn says an escrow is a contractual arrangement in which a third party receives and disperses money for the primary transaction parties, with the disbursement dependent on conditions agreed to by the parties. Actually, yes and no. When you're having escrow between two individuals, that is very true. It's a contract. But what companies commonly do is companies will set up escrow accounts. It's basically a bank account that has rules attached to it, and you set the rules. So what will happen is like, as an example, I need to go ahead and, the con's done. I need to pay the balance, for like all the tables and stuff to the venue. The bank goes, yes. Or in this case, if there's a refund to the existing primary account, you can do that. That's what we did.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
But, folks, we are at 58 minutes, almost an hour. I know Eric has to be scooting here in about 2 minutes.
He's got a drinking game to attend.
I got a drinking game.
Does.
I got to work on. I got to get the alcohol ready. I mean, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Lives are on the line, or a liver or two.
Yes, and Mr. Gunn, it is going to be a much bigger and better. If you like Haunted Ruins, you're going to love Lair of the Haunted Mage. And Mr. Gunn, not to worry, I owe the. Let me get. I just want to say something. I owe the explanation to people. People deserve to know what is going on. Period. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And like I said in my video, you know what? You just sometimes gotta take the hit on the chin, get knocked down to your knees, you stand back up, shake it off, and move forward. Yeah. I'm not gonna lay down and take it. I mean, not gonna let people win.
And you're transparent about it, and you're letting people ask questions, and that's important for people to be able to do.
Wait, you can ask questions and not get banned?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
That's a new feature on this channel too. You know what I mean? Because it seems on other channels, you so much as piss them off, they block you and ban you.
Piss them off? Excuse me, when can I expect banned?
Yeah.
But what did I do?
Or the classic one, real quick, and we'll get out of here. I loved it when the lady just said, "How much is this game?" Banned her. She's like,
"Oh, that was great. That was classic."
Yeah. Just asked how much the game was. She was getting ready to buy the flipping thing, and they banned her.
You can't have women buying games.
That's true.
Come on.
Oh well. But everyone, thank you very much. We're at 1 hour. We should cut out of here. Again, look out. WizardCon is going to be announced next week, the new dates. These are going to be dates that we're going to stick to because the venue is 100% behind us. They're anticipating email. So not going to happen. They're not going to ruin this one. Blazing Sorcery is slight. Name is changing. Content's increasing a little bit, so you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck than what it says on the website.
Yep.
It's looking like that's going to be on time. And along with that, we got just a whole bunch of stuff coming out. Lost Adventures of Gary Con's getting ready to pop. Right after that, we're going into production with D20 Delving because we're taking that over for ourselves. So D20 Delving is going to be released and just a whole bunch of stuff. So, fantastic. Eric, thank you very much for taking time out this evening and being on the show. Really much appreciated.
A pleasure.
And so this is Don with the Vlog of Many Things.
And I'm Tom.
And everybody, have a great night, okay?